Hey everyone, if you ever felt totally overwhelmed by those super complex banking apps, you're definitely going to want to listen up. Today on The Explainer, we're doing a complete app anatomy on My Expense Manager. It's a tool that's basically aiming to just strip away all that noise and help fix personal finance.
So the core thesis from the developer is pretty straightforward. They say, manage daily spending with clarity. And honestly, that word, clarity, it's doing a massive amount of heavy lifting here. In a digital market that's just flooded with personal finance apps that sync to a dozen different bank accounts, give you automated investment advice, and track your credit score, this app promises to strip absolutely all of that away. It's pitching straightforward simplicity as the ultimate solution to your budget anxiety.
Taking a quick look at its current footprint, we can see it has a modest 100-plus downloads right now. So the really crucial point here is that we're looking at an app in its very early stages of user adoption. It's a totally fresh entry into the market, and that gives us a pretty unique opportunity to analyze its foundational feature set and see exactly what value proposition they're testing with this very first wave of users.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll meet My Expense Manager. Second, we'll look at the core tracking features. Third, we'll compare free versus premium. And fourth, we'll dive into data privacy and safety.
All right, Section 1. Let's meet My Expense Manager. The developer explicitly describes this as a simple, clutter-free expense and budget tracker for everyday use. And I think this brilliantly illustrates their target audience, right? They aren't going after the aggressive day trader or the obsessive spreadsheet wizard. They are designing for the person who just wants a lightweight, practical tool. They actually say right in the listing that it's built to track expenses in seconds. It's all about removing that friction between you making a purchase and actually logging it into your phone.
Moving on to Section 2, Core Tracking Features.
So here's a rapid-fire breakdown of the core capabilities you get the second you install it. We've got daily tracking, custom categories, monthly summaries, CSV backup and restore, and currency selection. Now think about how this actually applies in the real world. Imagine you're standing in line at a busy coffee shop. You tap your card. Because of that fast entry design philosophy, you can supposedly just pop open this app, hit a custom category you created, like, say, coffee, input the amount, and literally put your phone away before the barista even hands you your drink. Plus, that CSV backup feature means your data isn't just trapped forever on your device. You can easily export it if you decide you need to do a deeper dive later.
But of course, with absolutely any tool on the App Store, we have to ask the critical money question. What exactly do you get for free? Let's pivot from the general features and take a really close look at the monetization model.
That brings us to Section 3, Free versus Premium.
Let's map out this boundary objectively, kind of mirroring the decision you'd make before actually downloading it. On the free side, you're getting a surprisingly robust toolkit, daily tracking, that super crucial CSV backup, and currency selection, along with the standard monthly summaries. But if you look at the premium tier, you'll see the real incentives to upgrade. We're talking an ad-free experience, advanced analytics, and budget alerts. So essentially, the free version gives you the core habit of tracking, but if you want the app to proactively warn you when you're spending too much with those budget alerts, or if you just want to get rid of the ads that support the free version, well, you're going to need to pay up.
All right, moving into Section 4, Data Privacy and Safety.
Now, maintaining impartial transparency is absolutely key whenever we look at these sources. According to the Google Play Store's data safety section provided by the developer, the app collects and shares device or other IDs with third parties. Now look, this is a very standard practice for ad-supported applications so they can serve you targeted ads. But it is highly important to be fully aware that your device ID is indeed being shared outside of the app's immediate ecosystem.
But we really need to boldly emphasize some critical security caveats that are explicitly stated in the Play Store listing. First, the good news. Data is encrypted in transit. That just means when your data is moving between your phone and their servers, it's totally secured. However, we have to pay very close attention to a major caveat. Data cannot be deleted. The listing states this crystal clear. If you decide to stop using the app, there is apparently no mechanism provided by the developer to wipe your data from their systems. And honestly, that is a pretty substantial piece of information you should definitely consider before inputting your personal financial habits.
Let's look at some final context on the developer behind the software itself. It's developed by NF360, which is based out of Telangana, India. And you'll notice from the source material that the last update was April 14, 2026, which included some bug fixes. That actually shows active maintenance to ensure the app functions smoothly, which is always a really good sign for those early adopters who are relying on it every single day to manage their cash flow. So as we wrap up our teardown of the My Expense Manager listing, I want to leave you with one final thought. We've seen its clutter-free design, the rapid entry mechanics, that freemium model, and the fine print of its data policies.
Ultimately, we really have to ask ourselves, is simplicity the key to your financial control? Does a stripped-back manual tracker give you more clarity? Or do you personally need the automated bells and whistles of a massive banking app? Really think about your own habits and how you choose to interact with your money. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll see you next time.